Hey, what's going on, guys? It's HawksNest here, back with another Call of Duty Mobile video. Now, today's video, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Today, we're not going to have any gameplay or anything like that, and we won't be talking about weapons, but instead, we will be talking about the maps within COD Mobile. Now, the really cool thing about COD Mobile is that obviously they can take basically anything from any other Call of Duty game. So, as you guys probably already know, inside Call of Duty Mobile currently, we have maps from basically all of the Call of Duties, or at least all of the different like franchises. Like we have maps from Modern Warfare, we have the maps from Black Ops, all of that stuff. We literally have maps from all different types of Call of Duty games. I'm not sure that we have a map from every single COD, but we are definitely getting closer and closer to that point. And some maps are better than others in terms of like their competitive aspects. Some are just built to definitely be really competitive maps, and then others are just kind of built to be like just run and gun. Maybe they look cool, stuff like that. And then some maps are just built overall poorly. So in today's video, I thought it would be fun to actually compare all of the maps inside of Call of Duty Mobile. Now, obviously, some maps will be ranked better than others based on certain aspects. Like some maps might be ranked highly because they look cool. Some maps might be ranked highly because they're actually competitively like built well and just stuff like that. So because obviously there is different things we could rate maps on, I will make this list based on just overall like best maps totally overall. One thing that I will kind of leave out though is the nostalgic aspect. Like some maps are just really, really cool and we love them because we played them when we were kids. For example, one of the maps I'm probably not going to rank super highly, but I think a lot of people really love this map. It's probably going to be Nuketown, just because I don't think it's one of the most competitively viable maps in the game, and I don't think the map design is the best, but I do think it is really highly loved because it is just a very nostalgic map from the Black Ops series. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to put it in the trash section because I don't think it's trash, but I'm definitely not going to put it at like the highest rank because personally I don't think it's built to be the most competitive map in the world, and that's why generally it's not used in competitive game modes. Now in COD Mobile it is actually in ranked, but I personally think that's just because they wanted to put it in ranked because a lot of people love the map. But again, I don't think it's one of the greatest competitive maps, especially on domination. I'll maybe go in depth about Nuketown a little bit later and why I don't think it should be ranked super highly, but hopefully you guys kind of understand how this list will go. The categories that we do have is going to be perfect, great, okay, bad, and trash. And the maps that we will be ranking is going to be Cage, Crash, Crossfire, Firing Range, Gulag, High Rise, Hijack, Kill House, Meltdown, Nuketown, Raid, Rust, Saloon, Scrapyard, Standoff, Summit, and Takeoff. I believe that's all of the maps. I could be wrong. I think this is 13 that we have right here. Or no, that's I think more than 13. Let me check. Yeah, we have 17 maps right here. I'm hoping that's all of the maps. If I do miss a map, I'll probably just comment it down below. I'm pretty sure we got every single map currently inside of the game though, obviously excluding like the Battle Royale parts of the maps. Now, before we actually get into the ranking part, if you guys do enjoy this video, definitely make sure to drop a like and a sub down below. That would mean a ton for me, and hopefully you guys can see all of the content that I do put out, especially pertaining to COD Mobile, because obviously Season 9 is coming, and that means there's going to be there's going to be so much content coming out in Season 9, dude. It's going to be absolutely insane. So, again, if you guys want to see all that, make sure to drop a sub. But with all of that being said, now let's just get into actually ranking the maps within COD Mobile. Alright, so the very first one we have is going to be Cage. Now, Cage is actually basically the only exclusive map inside of COD Mobile. What this means is that it's the only map that's in COD Mobile only. No other COD has ever had this map. Personally, I don't think it's the greatest map because it's not very competitive, but I think the map design is pretty cool. I think it looks really cool. It is pretty well done, but obviously it's not a map that is going to be super like competitive because it is a very small one. It's meant for just kind of running and gunning, spamming. But overall, I do think it's a okay map. Again, I don't think it's very competitive, but I think it was well created. So I'm just going to put it in kind of the okay tier, I guess. Next up is Crash. Crash's map design is interesting because I think it's definitely well done, and it showed up in quite a few Call of Duties, and a map that's like not well built is not going to show up in multiple CODs, so I definitely don't think it's trash or bad. I would definitely say it's okay or above. The one thing I don't really like is the very top of the 3-story. I think that's a little bit too much of a power position, and I think it could kind of be a little bit nerfed, I guess. The fence on the top does kind of nerf it a little bit so that it's not some super broken thing where people can just camp it like all day, but obviously it is definitely a pretty easy to camp position. And also, I'm not a big expert on map design, so I'm not going to be like perfectly ranking these things by any means. But anyway, just for Crash, I think we're probably going to put it in the great category because I don't think there's a whole lot wrong with it. Again, been in multiple CODs, so obviously people do at least kind of enjoy it, and I definitely think it is a just well-rounded map. I don't think it's the most competitive of maps, but I definitely don't think it's bad at all. Next up is going to be Crossfire. I honestly think this is one of my least favorite maps that have been in the game like all of this time, like since the beginning. I'm probably gonna put this in the bad category. I just hate the way people play on this map. I think the mid lane is just way too long, and it just forces way too many snipers and LMG spammers to be inside the game. So personally, I think I'm probably gonna put this in the bad category. I don't think it's quite trash, but I think it's kind of teetering the edge. So for now, we'll put it in the bad category. Next up is going to be firing range. I think personally, this is going to be one of the most perfect maps. It's one of the maps that has been in multiple CODs, and it is very competitive overall. You see this map basically all the time in scrims in the current competitive scene that we do have. A lot of the pros love it. Pretty much everyone does love this map. Really well designed, really good rotations on hardpoint. Domination points are pretty well done. The B point is really out in the open, so it is one of those harder to push B flags, or B points, I guess. But yeah, overall, I don't have a ton to say about it. I just think most of the pros and pretty intense players would agree that firing range is a overall great map competitively, and I also do enjoy playing it casually as well, so I think it's really well balanced. Next up is going to be the Gulag. Now, this is an interesting one. It's only 1v1 and I think 2v2, so it's obviously not going to be like perfect. It's not like a, well, actually, I think for what it is, I think it's really, really cool, so I think we could definitely put it up here in the higher tiers. Obviously, once again, not a competitive map, so we're not going to be talking about that, but as just a casual, fun 1v1 and 2v2 map, I definitely think it's at least okay. It's definitely not bad or trash by any means. I think this is just one of those that's just a pretty cool addition to the game, and hopefully kind of a teaser that we might be getting the Gulag inside of the Battle Royale, hopefully. But where it is currently right now, I think I'd probably just put it in the okay section. Next up is going to be High Rise. Now, High Rise is one of the fan favorites. I'm going to be honest, I didn't play like any Modern Warfares except for the most recent Modern Warfare, which is obviously Modern Warfare 2019, which I basically only play when I'm playing Warzone. Anyway, so I don't have a whole lot of experience with this map, so I don't really have a nostalgic factor with it, which I think is one of the biggest reasons so many people love it, is it's just really iconic in Call of Duty. But when we kind of disregard that aspect, I think competitively it's okay. Casually, it's okay. I think just overall, it's an okay map. I think a lot of people probably put it in great or perfect, but I don't really like it as a competitive map that much. I think it's way too big. I don't really like where like the points are, I guess. Overall, I just think it's okay. Next up is Hijack. Now, I think this is one of the most nostalgic maps for Black Ops players, at least, or Black Ops 2 specifically. So I think a lot of people would rank this pretty highly. But this is one of those maps that is not a competitive map at all, not in the slightest, especially when you're playing like Domination or Hardpoint, because obviously the underground section is just, it's so bad, especially in like TDM, where people would literally just sit down there and just cover the two entrances. It was, I mean, borderline trash in ranked, but as a casual, just fun and nostalgic type map, I definitely think it's better. But again, I said I didn't really want to talk about nostalgia too much, so overall we'll probably just put it in the okay section. I'm kind of seeing the theme right now. I feel like a lot of maps might go in the okay section just because I don't really know where to put them, but I think Hijacked is definitely, I mean, if we disregard like the nostalgia factor of it, I think it'd be closer to bad because it's not a competitive map, but as a casual map, it's definitely like really fun. But I think that's mostly because of the nostalgia, so probably just gonna put it in the bad category. And that hurts my soul, honestly, because I love Hijack, but I'm gonna force myself to kind of put it a little bit lower than where I feel it would be. Next up is Kill House. Kill House, I think, was only in COD Online, which is a COD that a lot of people probably haven't even heard of, to be honest. So it's not a mobile exclusive, but again, most people have only played it on mobile. So I don't think there's any nostalgia with this one, so this one will be a pretty accurate ranking. Honestly, I don't think it's perfect by any means. It was taken out of ranked, so obviously it's probably not even great. Okay. I still don't really think it's okay. I'd probably put it in like the bad category. It's a map where a lot of people would just camp. It was just a total camp fest, so it didn't make it fun to play at all in ranked. In terms of the map design though, I think it is really fun to like play it, like play the edge of it and just go in the head glitches and stuff like that. So I definitely don't think it's like a trash map by any means. But I think the bad category would be decent for it. Also, I think I would put Hijacked a little bit higher in the bad category. Obviously, for each tier, the left means it's the better of that tier and the right means it's worse. So like in the okay section, probably put like High Rise above, let's put it here, and then Cage and Gulag. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Next up is Meltdown. Now Meltdown is interesting because like overall competitively, I don't think it's a good competitive map basically at all. I think Hardpoint was just recently added to Meltdown, so I haven't even played that. I've only played S&D and Domination, and the S&D I don't really like. Domination is okay. It's mainly just everyone fighting for the B flag on like the I don't really know what you call the generators, I think it is, right around the B flag. But anyway, I think competitively, it's not that great. I'd probably put it in the bad section. I do have some nostalgia with it, so I would want to put it higher, but if we're ignoring that, I think I'm probably going to put it in the upper bad section. So probably like right. I definitely think I would want to have Meltdown over Crossfire. So I definitely think that's a decent position. Next up is going to be Nuketown. Nuketown is tough because, again, as I was saying before, I don't think it's one of the greatest competitive maps at all. There's also no S&D in it, which kind of sucks because I honestly think S&D would be really, really fun on Nuketown. But anyway, I don't like Domination at all. I would honestly consider Domination Nuketown to be trash or bad. It's not competitively viable at all. It's basically whoever spawns on the better side. I forget which side is the better side, but there's definitely one side that is like heavily favored inside of Domination. So whoever gets that first can definitely snowball score streaks and stuff like that. So it's not competitively viable at all, in my opinion. But again, it's Nuketown. It's really tough to say Nuketown is trash. It's even tough to put Nuketown in the bad section, but I think we're probably going to have to put it there just because when we are looking at a little bit more of a competitive aspect, not good at all. Hardpoint is decent actually with it, so I definitely think if we're talking like raw hardpoint, probably be in like the okay section, but Domination just kind of puts it down a little bit more for me. So I think we'll probably put it in the low okay section. If I had to choose between like Nuketown, Meltdown, and Hijack, I think I would definitely keep Nuketown, but it's tough to say because the nostalgic aspect is definitely making me keep Nuketown. But if we're just talking like totally pretending I never played Black Ops 2, I think I'd still probably take Nuketown. So for that reason, we're going to put it on the lower section of okay. Next up is Raid. I think Raid is one of the perfect maps. This one is incredible competitively. One of the best maps competitive. I think most pros would agree on that. Casually, it's also great. Also, like, hugely nostalgic for me personally as a Black Ops 2 player. Again, I don't want to use that as like a form of measurement, but for me personally, it makes me love the map that much more. But again, I think competitively, most people would agree it's one of the best maps. And then casually as well, I think it's just a really well built map. And it also just looks really cool also. We had the Christmas version of Raid, which was really cool. I don't think that'll really affect my decision on where I put it, but that was one pretty cool thing about Raid at one point. Next up is Rust. Rust is interesting. I think that'll be one of our great additions. Map design is really good on this. Competitively, it's decent. It's not like a competitive map, but I definitely think it is. I mean, I don't even think it's in ranked actually, so I probably won't even bring up the competitive aspect of it. I do think if it was a competitive map, it wouldn't be the worst. But as a casual map, I think a lot of people already love it as is, and I think for good reason because it is just a pretty well-built map. And then once again, a lot of people just already love it from past CODs. Dude, so many times I've talked about like nostalgia and stuff because it is just a really big aspect about why COD Mobile is so lovable, because you're bringing back so many past guns and maps that you used to love. So obviously nostalgia is going to be something that really influences your love of different things inside of a game. But again, I'm going to try to kind of keep that out of how I actually rank these maps. Next up is Saloon. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put Saloon in perfect. I think Saloon is one of the coolest things to come out of COD Mobile. I loved my time playing it. I did a 1v1 tournament on Saloon, so I'm very familiar with it. I don't think it's necessarily perfect map design. So actually, I'll probably put it in the upper great section, but I do think it is a really, really, really cool addition to COD Mobile, and just overall the vibes of it, really cool. The sounds in it, really cool. The music that you associate with it now from the lobby theme, really cool. Just overall, I think it was a really cool addition. Obviously not hugely competitive, but if you were talking like in terms of like competitive map design for a 1v1 map, I guess, I definitely think it was built really well. And then once again, it's just overall really cool looking. So we're probably gonna put it in like the upper great section. Next up is Scrapyard. I think this is probably gonna be, I don't want to call it trash because I don't think it is trash, but Domination Scrapyard was by far trash. I don't know what to say about this, man, because I don't think it is trash, but I really do want to call it trash because I hate Scrapyard so much, dude, especially Domination. I'm trying to think. It definitely had S&D. S&D Scrapyard wasn't that bad. It was probably like in the okay section, but Domination Scrapyard, it's making me put it here, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I know a lot of people kind of like Scrapyard. I don't think there's anyone that thinks it's like their favorite map at least. But personally, I think we're going to put it in the trash section. Now, do bear in mind, it's probably like upper trash, but still, I'm going to go ahead and call it trash. Next up is going to be Standoff. Another one of those maps that is just, I think, really competitively viable. I think it's one of the best competitive maps overall, one of the best map designs overall. Casually, still a great map also. And then obviously we did have Halloween Standoff in the past, so that was another really cool aspect of Standoff that we have had. So overall, I think Standoff is going to be one of our perfect maps. In fact, I'm probably going to put Raid above firing range and Standoff above firing range as well. So it's probably like Raid, Standoff, firing range. I think that'd be pretty good. I think firing range was Black Ops 1, Standoff, and Raid were Black Ops 2. So Black Ops map design so far as I can tell, seems like the best. Next up is going to be Summit. Summit was Black Ops 1. I think this is a great map. I wouldn't say perfect necessarily. I hate how you can't like wallbang anything on this map. I don't think that's necessarily a huge hit to the quality of the map, but that is something personally I don't really like. But overall, I mean, this is probably upper grade, even borderline perfect. There's not a whole lot I dislike about Summit. I just can't quite put it in the same tier as Raid, Standoff, and Firing Range, so I think we're probably going to put it in the upper grade category. Now, next up is Takeoff. Now, I really feel like we do have more maps than this, so really quickly I'm going to double check COD Mobile and see if we are missing anything, but Takeoff should be our final one, but let me go double check before we rank it. I honestly think we got all the maps. That's actually crazy. I thought we had a lot more, which is really cool. Tunisia or whatever? I don't know how to pronounce it, but let me go add that real quick. I actually really like Takeoff.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I'm probably gonna put it in great. Okay, so that's my list. Trying to see if there's anything I'll change. Tunisia, or however you pronounce it, I'd probably put that in the... I'll probably put it like right under... That's tough. Probably right here. Like, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'd probably just put it in okay.
I mean, you can only play search on it, really.
Yeah.
Rank, so I can't really tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For your perfect list, Raid, 100% agree. Raid, Standoff, Firing Range, they're all perfect.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Crash, nope. Hate Crash.
You hate Crash?
Yeah, I hate Crash because it's so one-sided on Search and Destroy. And even when you're playing Domination, like, if you just sit up in that one building, it's so hard to take B flag, or you can sit back and spawn, snipe B flag straight from spawn.
That's true. I didn't even think of that position. I was talking about how, like, I didn't put it higher, like, up here, because you can cancel up on the hotel. Yeah, but I totally forgot about the sniper in the back.
That's so annoying, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm probably putting that...
Yeah.
I like it more than high rise, though. I'm going to do upper okay. That's tough, because what you're saying definitely makes me want to put it down here, but I like it more than high rise.
No, just go with your own thing. I would probably put it as bad, to be honest, for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Then Takeoff, Takeoff is great.
I actually love Takeoff.
I don't know why they removed it. It's just so good. It's a huge
I'm putting it
map.
up here, actually.
Yeah, honestly, it's great. Like, on every game mode, too, it's really solid. They should add it to rank, to be honest.
I agree. I love Takeoff, actually.
Nuketown.
Nuketown is so bad competitive. Like that one side where you can
nobody plays competitive because it's just like...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I still think it's great just because, like, I'm a close quarters player and I love to like, do that. But that's just, I know that's biased.
Well, I felt the same way. I was like, it's a great, like, I love Nuketown, but it's not a competitive map, so it's like...
You're right.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, for me personally, I'd probably put it at the very start of okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see that totally.
And then Meltdown. I would definitely give Meltdown an okay too. Maybe it's just because I played it so much in Black Ops 2. Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's pretty balanced. Honestly, both sides are pretty much exactly the same.
That's true.
3-lane map. The bomb sites are pretty fair and even. So I would definitely, I think I'd put it high, okay.
I can see that too. I actually agree. I'd probably put it like right below high. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. I think that's better.
Yeah, I would put the 1v1 map.
Actually, Nuketown above. I'm gonna do that.
Dude, Hijacked. Oh god, that's a perfect map. We're definitely gonna disagree on this. That is absolutely perfect. There's nothing.
You didn't play when they TDM'd camp the bottom.
I did, but no one plays TDM. It's gonna be
okay, but even like
TDM's gonna be removed from rank next easily. They're gonna 100% remove it. And the thing is, it's just I play SMGs and there's not many really great SMG maps. So for me personally, I'm just in love with
this. I love the map though. I just don't think it's competitive. You know what I mean? But I love the map. Like I like the nostalgia for me from Black Ops 2. It's like one of my favorite.
I'm just really good on it. I don't know why. So for me, I just clap on it. I don't know. That's so biased, but I'm gonna say it's perfect. Maybe just nostalgia.
I'm gonna put it right below Nuketown. I'll bump it up a little.
Okay.
My okay section is getting fat. Probably lean down a little bit too. If you want to be in the camera shot. You're just talking to no face.
Other than the fact that it's just like snipers and people it's camping galore.
Yeah.
It's pretty balanced, but it's just I hate campers.
The way people play on it makes me hate it.
Yeah, that's the reason. It's balanced. It's not that bad. If people played like legitimately, then maybe it would be okay. But no, it's trash. Bad. Yeah, it's not well designed. It's just a basic flat map.
It's kind of fun to play though. It is really. It's cool, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Scrapyard. I would say that's bad. I wouldn't put that on trash. Yeah.
So you'd probably flip these two?
Yeah, that's about it. They're both pretty much the same.
The Dom, I have so many bad experiences with Dom Scrapyard.
Oh, really?
That makes me hate it. And one thing I do like about Crossfire, I actually low-key might put it in okay.
Okay. I respect it, but I just can't.
Because I actually really like playing B. I love the B area.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But fun. I hate the lane, the mid lane. It's just way too big.
I know, it's huge.
If they move like
yeah.
I think
you can play around that building area.
Yeah,
and it's really good for.
Okay, this is my final list.
It's honestly sometimes hard to push out from B when you're on the spawn side, the T spawn side, like where you plant the bomb.
Yeah.
You know, because they can just stare down that alley. I guess you'd go under the building inside. Yeah, it's good. That side's good.
Yeah.
It's just the lane is too.
I agree.
It's annoying when you spawn on search and destroy, and then you can get you run and you can get instantly sniped when you're trying to go across. That's kind of annoying too.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be nice if the spawns were like a little.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting how they change that. Alright, so that is going to be it for the tier list. Let me know if you guys agreed or disagreed with any of these maps down below. If you guys want to make your own tier list, you can go ahead and do that with the link also down below. And if you do end up making a tier list, definitely go ahead and post it on Instagram or Twitter and at me. My Instagram is HawksNestYT. You guys can see it on the screen. And my Twitter is at HawksNest. I'll definitely try to look at any of the responses that I do get and just reply with what I think personally. Or maybe just like the post. It kind of depends on like how much people post this and at me. But yeah, so again, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and a sub down below. And with all of that being said, see you guys later. Peace.